Hello, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski. Glad to be joined by Villanova football alum Joe Allen, class of 1989 here at Villanova, was a linebacker here. Joe, first of all, how are you doing today? Welcome back to campus here on homecoming weekend.
Well, it's good to be back. I'm doing well. It's always great to come and see the campus, how much it's grown, how much it's changed, and I always enjoy seeing my old teammates and a number of different family members I have here as well, coming from the area. So it's good to be back.
Such a beautiful day for football here. I mean, you can't ask for a better day.
It was a little chilly earlier, but it's starting to warm up quite a bit, so I like it.
Well, Joe, great to be joined with you today. I want to first start, this team, this university, did not have football from 1980 to 1984. You were the first starting class again in 1985, yep. Coach Talley's first class. Yeah. What was that year just like for you? And kind of what was your reaction, finding out that Villanova was having football again, obviously coming here to play in that first year, but just kind of finding out all of the news there that was so important now to the program?
Yeah, I would say the first year is an interesting one just because we didn't have a complete season. Sure. We had 5 games. But just coming on campus, a number of guys that are going to come back today and some that are here right now, walking on the campus, new, big expectations, not knowing what to expect as well. So I would say it was good. It was, it's something to be always at the start of something. You can see and put your fingerprint on it. You have an opportunity to grow it, shape it. And so that's one of the things that we're the most proud about, is to see how well it's done over the years. There's a lot of guys who are here from prior to the 80s and see the pride that they still have in the program as well. But it's great to see the team doing well. I've known Coach Ronnie for quite a bit, as well as Coach Talley, so it's good to see them doing well also.
Joe, what was the mentality coming back that first year? Because you just mentioned, obviously you had a bunch of teams before you and trying to carry on their legacy as well as kind of start your own and building back what was the Villanova football program.
It's hard to know the history and the tradition coming in new, but it was something that we wanted to create. We wanted to be able to create our own traditions, our own put our own stamp on the program. And so I would say it was a school that was known to be a basketball school even back then, and we wanted to make sure that football was relevant, and then more importantly, that the number of men that came in got a great education and were going to go on and do great things beyond just football.
Absolutely, and you touched on a little bit there too. The 1985 National Championship for basketball, just in general, obviously we're talking about a football lens here for homecoming, but overall looking at the university, what was it like to be here during that time when Villanova was able to win the National Championship in 1985?
I can remember Coach Mass walking around campus. Jay Wright was an assistant. It's just seeing a number of different players that again today I see who are a part of the national championship team, and it's just fun the bonds that we've had and the stories that we've been able to come up with over the years. It was a great opportunity just to learn about so many different aspects of Villanova. Basketball is a big piece of it, obviously, but when you talk about a small university, 6,500 undergrad, you get an opportunity to meet a lot of folks and be involved in a lot of different things. So it was a lot of pride that we carried back then and we still carry today.
And Joe, what was it like to play for Coach Talley? You hear about his legacy here on campus, obviously, starting the Bone Marrow Drive. Yeah. What was it like for you to be able to play for him in his first year? Yeah,
Coach T has always been great to us. He's had the opportunity to do some great things even beyond Villanova. And he's just been a dear friend. When I actually received an award a couple years ago in the city of Cincinnati, he actually flew out for that to surprise me. And so you think about almost 40 years later, he still remembers us and is a part of our lives. And so I want to help him and everything I can do on the Bone Marrow Drive, as well as anything else that he has going on. So a lot of pride.
And you hear about it too. I know Coach Ferrante speaks about it to the current team with this brotherhood, especially in football. And everybody that I've talked to, you could really clearly see that, and especially here in this interview with you, Joe. In addition to playing football, though, you also have a really interesting story. Father Peter, Villanova's president, taught you in high school in Washington, D.C. Was your RA. What do you remember the most about that experience?
So Father Peter and I have a little running joke. He was my 9th great English teacher. And I won't get into the details of it, but he also kicked me out of class, and he was the first person that ever kicked me out of class. But no, in all seriousness, he's been a great part of our lives. He married both my wife, Mary, and I. He's been there every step of the way, and so from 9th grade all the way up until now, he's been an important figure in our lives, and I'm so proud of all the success that he's had.
And you obviously have that long connection with Father Peter, right, in Washington in high school and then here at Villanova, kind of continuing that journey. So that's awesome, Joe. Thank you so much for talking with me today, and enjoy homecoming. And just kind of last question for you, just to touch on homecoming. You know, looking at the environment here, I know the student tailgate going to start in just about an hour. What is it like? What does it mean to you to come back here, you know, for homecoming and celebrate with your teammates, but also just with Nova Nation?
You know, it's always fun to come to a tailgate because as a player, you never get to experience it. So you really never know what's happening behind the scenes while you're in the locker room getting ready. Look, there's a tremendous amount of pride, and I was just having this conversation with a number of our players. I'm so proud of the team that, and I'll say my graduating class specifically, but all of our team members, you know, very good citizens, very good business people, very good fathers. Really the professions that they've been able to craft over the years and what they've been successful at brings a deep amount of pride. And so when I think about football, it was a small piece of what really created and helped us to be who we are today. And so that connection, that pride, that brotherhood continues. We have a group text with a large number of us, and between ribbing one another and supporting one another, you know, it's what it's all about, and I love being a part of it. I'm so happy I came.
So great to hear about that background, that connection, obviously still with your teammates to this day. Again, I want to thank Joe Allen for joining me here. 40th anniversary since Villanova football came back here to the main line in 1985. We'll celebrate that today. Thank you so much again. Joe Allen, linebacker, graduated in 1989. Stay tuned for more content and interviews here outside of Villanova Stadium.